If you're feeling that you're not living to your fullest potential, well, this video might be for you. I'm going to be explaining all the steps required in order to understand what is holding you back and as well what you can do about it. So by the end of this video, you will realize that you're actually able to fulfill whichever thing that you would like to achieve, as long as you actually understand it, give it space, and give yourself the courage to go for it. Hello, my name is Danielle and welcome to my YouTube channel. So the first thing you need to realize is what characteristics that you want to identify yourself with. Because the truth is, before you step into your fullest potential, you need to understand that your mind thinks certain things about yourself that is also blocking you towards your progress, towards achieving your fullest potential. And it is only with the awareness of that that you are able to retrieve back what information you have about yourself, what beliefs you have about yourself that is keeping you further from achieving that. The most important thing as well is, before I even guide you how you can do that, is that these things need to make you feel emotionally good. So not just physical gain, but think things like strength, power, courage, confidence. Like, these characteristics are not a physical gain. So in order to become your fullest potential, it's not like you need to achieve something that is physical, but rather you need to understand yourself in a way that you create a life that is in alignment with who you've become, and that is how you attract the life that you want to live. So you need to realize as well that if you feel that you are not living your life to your fullest potential, and you feel that you are not strong enough, that you are not courageous enough, that is because there is a societal conditioning that from when we were young, we were taught to stay as low as possible, to keep things right, to not cause problems, to always listen to the rules and follow along. And that has made us as a person always step back and not expressing yourself, right? So we've always been taught to shut up and don't do this and don't do that and don't express yourself like this and don't express yourself like that way. So all of this has created us adults that now we find it very difficult to express ourselves, because we've always been pushed and shoved into this teeny tiny box into who we could ever be, right? So we were never allowed to express ourselves, and if we don't express ourselves, you're not being yourself. And if you're not being yourself, how can you really live to your potential? Because there's always suppression. So after you identified what characteristics that you want to have in your life, right? Let's take strength, for example. Now, the next step is to do a purge. It's very important to destroy the opposite self-belief. And you might be, okay, how do I do that? Truthfully, the only real way how you can do that is by doing a meditation. And please don't tell me I don't know how to meditate, I cannot do it, because in the next video I will be showing everyone how they can meditate regardless if they are neurodivergent, if we have no attention span. Meditation is achievable if you want to change. And you do this by going into a meditation, by going into a meditative state. So you can put some relaxing music and just sit in quiet and make it a priority to connect with yourself, connect with the breath, connect with your mind, and connect with your body. This is important because you need to realize that beliefs come from the subconscious mind, and the subconscious mind is sort of the software of your brain that was created from ages 0 to 7. So when you were young, you absorbed your environment as a way to protect yourself, and then when you grow up, you realize that there are certain things that are not doing you right, that there's certain ways how you behave that are not doing you right, that you are always finding yourself maybe arguing with people, feeling depressed about your life. And that is because these beliefs that are in your subconscious needs to be changed, and it is doable, but only through meditation. Otherwise, it is very difficult to able to access your subconscious mind. Okay, there are other ways, but I want to keep it simple as well, because that is the most basic, if you will. And don't be too hard on yourself that when you're meditating, you're expecting your brain to be completely silent, no chaos, no thoughts coming up, because it's completely normal. That is not the problem. We are not here to judge these thoughts, if anything, just understanding them, letting all the things that your brain is still processing come up to the surface and simply letting them go, so that you can actually now make space for what you want. That is the important part actually. It's not you trying to shut your brain like silence. No, it's impossible. Rather, it's you setting the intention of how you want to feel, what you want to create, and really connecting with how that feels for you. So let me give you an example. So when you access to your subconscious, you're accessing your self-value, which affects your thoughts, and then your thoughts affect your feelings. We restrict ourselves a lot, and we don't even realize how much we put limitations on ourselves of what is possible and what is achievable and what can be done. And these are the same things that keep us small, that keep us not living to our fullest potential. We say to ourselves, maybe I cannot do it, maybe I cannot succeed, maybe I'm not good enough at it, but actually it is those same thoughts that are making us not achieve what we want. It is the same thoughts of us not believing in ourselves that is keeping us from achieving those things. Ironically, it's not the fact that you cannot do it, no, it's the fact that you think that you cannot do it. And when these thoughts become part of your identity, you are literally breaking the mold of who you had become in order to start something fresh, in order to become a new person, in order to live a life living differently with different characteristics that make you feel empowered, that make you feel you have courage, that make you feel you have strength. So now I'm going to explain you how that looks like in real life, like in practice, right? Not just the theory. So for example, once you have calmed a bit your mind, when you start, I'm going to go with the example of strength. You need to see what is at the opposite of that, so weakness. So right now, you don't feel that you are courageous enough because you don't have strength. So the opposite of that is your mind thinks that you are weak. Your subconscious mind thinks that you are weak. So you need to find the opposite of what you wish to achieve, because that is how you're feeling at the moment, because otherwise you wouldn't have been feeling like that and you wouldn't have been thinking like that. I want you to visualize that this weakness is communicating with you. It's telling you where it came from, what's making it feel that it is weak, and really give this weakness inside of you a voice, because that is how you can progress further. I am not here to tell you to burn down the pieces of yourselves and start fresh. No, because it's still part of you, and the part of you that is feeling weak, what it needs is compassion and a voice in order to be understood. This weakness might be communicating with you that, listen, I'm feeling weak because someone has hurted me in the past, and someone has insulted me in the past, and someone has betrayed me in the past, or someone has traumatized me in the past. And while these things are valid, now we don't need them anymore. You need to speak to this weakness and to soothe it even. And how can you do that? Well, when you say to yourself that you deserve now to feel strength, you deserve to feel confident, you deserve to feel courage. This is very personal for you. I am just giving you the tools of how you can do that, and then you will take your own personal approach even. And when that is all being said and done, now it is time to move into the characteristics you want to embody. In this case, strength. Right? So you would tell to yourself, what do I need to make myself feel more that I have power? What do I need to do in order to feel more confident? What do I need to do in order to feel more courage? The answer might not be so straightforward sometimes. I do also recommend, if you have some crystals that can help you, access like inner knowledge. For example, tiger's eye, it's amazing as well. This was not such a difficult process for me because I was already meditating before. But if you're not used to it, it might be a bit sort of like cricket in the beginning, right? Because you're sort of like expecting an answer for yourself and you haven't even started to access your subconscious yet. Nevertheless, if you're not able to do this with meditation, you can do so by journaling. So you would follow the same procedure, but this time you would be writing it out, right? So you would be journaling. Why do I feel weak? Etc. And see what comes out. And question it with compassion, always. And then once you understand that, now you're ready to move on to strength. And you can ask yourself, what do I need in order to feel more at strength? What do I need to feel courage? As well as what do I need to let go of, because you need to let go of something that has become part of you in order to make space for something new. So take your time with this. I really recommend listening to some relaxing music, maybe 432 Hz while you're doing this, or 5 to 8 Hz, because this frequency of music is going to help you connect with your subconscious more, allowing the answers to come to the top. When you see things like that, it gives you a different perspective and you're able to realize what has been holding you back, as well as now empowering you with what you want to create next. And please don't think just because you do this one time that it will heal everything, it will solve everything, you will become this new person overnight. Because it is the reinforcement of such that will bring such circumstances. It is the reinforcement of who you want to become now going forward that will help you become that person. Because we're like, metaphorically, I will explain to you, we're like an onion and we have so many layers. And if you just remove the first layer, you cannot expect to get to the core of things, to the pit. There's still so much to you that needs to be acknowledged, that needs to be addressed with compassion. And it's really that process that will help you always navigate forward. And I am doing this video not because I want you to feel like, listen, you're not living in your potential unless you do what I just said. If anything, I always want to tell people that you're always doing your best. You're always doing the best you can with absolutely what you have right here, right now. So it is simply not the case that you're a failure or that you're a mistake or that you're not good enough. No, you're here to evolve. Don't forget, we don't come here to earth to go to school, get a job, pay bills and then die. No, we're here to evolve, to become better for ourselves. I want you to realize that the real glow up comes from within. And it took a lot of years to become the person that you are today. So if it took you X amount of years, right, to become you, and then you work a little bit on yourself, there's still this chunk that is part of you. So don't bash yourself when you don't see results overnight. It took a long time. And as long as you're doing what it takes to make it happen, to make yourself feel the absolute best, to give yourself the best life that you could have possibly give to yourself, then you are already way far ahead than you think you are. And as I was saying, this is a process and no one is rushing you, okay? You might feel like you're a certain age and you need to be achieving certain things by that age, and you need to be someone by a certain age, or you need to be specifically in a way. That is BS. You are here living on your own timeline, on your own terms, and no one is rushing you. Forget this, time is ticking. I mean, by all means, do go for the things that you wish in your life. But what I'm trying to say is, don't feel pressured by society that's telling you you need to be someone, somewhat, somewhere by age XYZ, because that's simply not true. Everyone is finding their own path. Everyone lives in their own timeline, and that is up to you to become the person who you want to be in your own divine timing. So that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you get to practice what I've been talking about. I hope that you get to understand yourself. I hope that you get to the bottom of what is causing you not to live in your highest potential. And in the next video, I will be talking how you can meditate regardless of your situation, regardless if you're neurodivergent, regardless if you're stressed, traumatized, anything. I'm going to help you meditate so you can access your subconscious mind and start creating the life that you want.